for years and years and years and years, this in the same equation, if my friend sold for 6, you'd come in and we'd list at
609.
Yeah.
609.
Exactly.
Let's try 619.
That one sold at 609. The next one's 619, 629, 639, 649. But now
we're going in reverse.
We're going the other way.
I find resale homes and new builds right now to be comparable. Yeah, they're comparable to each other. A lot of the builders, especially in town, are wanting to move these units they have. Because of that, they're having to adjust their prices. It's not the crisis of 2008.
No.
That was a liquidity crisis.
It was.
And we couldn't do anything. Like, nobody was lending.
Yeah.
But that's not what we have today.
No, what we have right now is just like, isn't it funny how split the bank economists are now on what's going to happen for the rest of the year and into 2026?
Yeah, I think it's because it's a shit show out there, Nick.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. It was almost easier when all the talk was about interest rates. Do you remember that?
It was easier when all the talk was tariffs.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
No.
2025 was supposed to be the year of...
It was our comeback year.
It was the comeback year.
And nobody better take that away from me.
And now they're saying that 2026 is kind of not the comeback year.
No.
It's the recovery year.
The recovery to the comeback that never came.
Yes. Well, exactly. So some economists are saying now, and it really is a split, between all these bank economists.
I agree.
That some of them think the cuts will just never come.
Some do.
Some think they're going to be postponed. There's another group that thinks they're going to be minimal when they come.
I think they're going to be minimal when they come.
Yep. And,
I do. Based on the fact that the economy is not strong. I mean, let's be serious. Yeah. Yes, I mean, the tariffs are somehow hidden in there somewhere, but you've got consumer confidence is still king. And consumers are not confident about whether they're going to have a job.
No.
Once the tariffs get out of the way, let's see, are the robots coming from my job now? Like AI plays in the back of people's minds.
Yeah.
Tariffs play in the back of people's minds. The only blessing with tariffs is they've drawn it out so long that people have lost interest in it.
It was kind of like the interest rate conversation. Like, as long as people knew that their payment wasn't actually going to double.
Yeah.
Their rate wasn't actually going to double. I mean, maybe
Armageddon never came.
Right. So, I read a report this morning saying that the last cut could be March 2026.
Okay.
I was like, okay, so I did the same thing. I was like, I really have to stop and diagnose, like, what the hell does it all mean? Like, I mean, so when's the first one going to come? Is there going to be more before that? Where does that bring rates? What's going to happen to fixed rates in the meantime? Because I'll tell you, fixed rates are pretty good right now.
Well, and the reality is that the Bank of Canada has one mandate. Yeah. The Federal Reserve actually has two.
That's right.
They have interest rates and jobs, where the Bank of Canada is strictly responsible for interest rates and
influenced by jobs. Like, their decisions.
Influenced by everything.
Yeah.
But however, their number one thing is inflation.
Totally. That's
all they care about.
Yeah.
Is inflation tame? Is it coming down? Yeah. Is it around 2%?
1.9%. Do they need to cut?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Right?
They can't cut at 1.9% because if they put heat into that, all of a sudden we're at 2.1, 2.2.
Rates go down. Their fear is people spend money. And people probably will spend money if rates go down.
Of course, because all of a sudden you have disposable income that you didn't have.
In that word disposable income, we've talked about this. It's such an interesting term because when we say disposable income, we think extra money. You can throw it away. But disposable income also feeds things like swimming lessons, karate lessons.
Keg.
Well, there's that too. But little Tommy, playing in T-ball, family vacations, staycations, like all of these things.
Everything is affected by people's perception of where the economy is.
Right.
And right now, people's perception is skewed because if the economists can't figure it out, how is regular folk like you and I supposed to figure it out? It just doesn't happen.
So let's talk rates just quickly. Selfishly, of course.
Selfishly. Boring.
I know. We've been towing the line with 4% interest rates for a while now.
Yes.
First-time homebuyers are definitely below 4% right now. I don't know for how long. Let's see. We've seen a few dozen approvals at 3.69. 3-year fixed.
Amazing.
Not variable, fixed.
And so this is the problem almost in Canada, because when you look at the Federal Reserve, they have a real problem on their hands as far as housing, because they've been teetering on that 7% 30-year for a really long time.
A long time.
And even the 10-year is, I think, it around 5, just under 5. So those are a lot higher rates than what we're paying. And even though we are very sensitive to rates in Canada, we're still not paying the rates that they are in the U.S.
No, and we may get them for a shorter period of time, but my opinion is there's benefits to each, right? There's safety and security in a 30-year term like you would get in the United States. Sure. But, you know, you're able to become nimble in Canada. Like you can take a variable and, hey, we're moving. They're not.
Yeah.
There's short-term fixed rates that are now attractive. 1, 2, and 3-year fixed rates were not attractive for the last 3 years.
No, because there was such a premium attached to them.
3 years, great now.
Yeah.
5 years, good.
What is a 3-year now?
So, like for a first-time homebuyer, we were getting 3.69. It's probably today maybe 3.79, 3.89. Bonds are up, and there's a Bank of Canada announcement, right? So, you know, all of those things typically push rates up. I'll just generally say push rates up a little bit, but they're still below 4%. For first-time home buyers, for sure. For those with 20% down, those conventional mortgages that we talk about, again, we're towing the line with the 4%. We had some approvals at 4.04. We had some approvals at 4.09. If we wanted to dip into a few different lenders and banks that, you know, aren't our favorite but have good rates, we were at 3.99%.
Right.
So, you know, not in the big 5. I mean, a little bit in the big 5, just outside the big 5, 6, 7, 8 sort of thing. 3.99, 3-year, 30-year amortization, 20% down. Those are great rates.
Decent.
You know?
And they're not getting these rates in the States, which is why there's so much pressure on the Fed to drop. It's all about housing. And if you listen to Trump talk to the Fed or about the Fed, he brings up housing in each conversation because they have basically been stagnant.
Yeah.
They have been stagnant. The builders can't build.
Yeah.
And nobody's buying. And speaking of builders, I think you'll find it interesting even in Canada. People are less risk tolerant. And to somebody, risk looks like buying a something that's not built yet, something that's not tangible. They don't have as many problems selling things that are tangible. Like people can walk in them, even if you can pick colors and what have you, you can still see the building. However, when you're talking about buying paper and buying, you know,
people are into that.
They're not into that.
They were very into it 3 years ago.
They are not into that.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. And I've spoken to quite a few builders, and the product that they have that isn't moving is stuff that's not built yet.
So interestingly, I was talking to a client, I think just last week, and they're out shopping for a resale home. And they said, we tripped across a builder. They have inventory.
They do.
And it was around the same price as a resale. Okay. Say like 600,000 to 600,000. And this buyer was leaning towards the new home.
I get it.
It's brand new. It never been lived in. There's no problems because people are still nervous, right?
Sure.
But, you know, there's still going to be the fence, the landscaping, all that stuff. But I thought that was really interesting because there was such a huge difference between the price of a new home and the comparable price of a resale home. And then you start
adding, you know, curtains and appliances and everything else, where the builders are really working with you now. Like they will probably have appliance packages. They'll build it all into the price. Yeah. And I find resale homes and new builds right now to be comparable. Yeah, they're comparable to each other.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally
you're
agree.
still going to have the builders that are, you know, out to lunch that are just going to sit on their product, but a lot of the builders, especially in town, are wanting to move these units they have, and because of that, they're having to adjust their prices.
You know what's really interesting? Go to the areas that were just built not that long ago, Midhurst Station, Yonge and Mapleview. And you find the listings where you know somebody overpaid and needs to sell.
Yeah.
Crazy deals.
Yeah.
You know, they're maybe a year old, 2 years old.
And it's funny because the ones that went up too fast came down equally as fast.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, Midhurst Valley being one of them.
Yeah.
Because I remember looking some hot deal because you couldn't even get a
home
there. You couldn't get one.
Semi-detached, 900,000.
So someone on my team had an in with the builder, and they were willing to sell us a semi for $1 million.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Thank goodness I didn't buy that semi for
what
$1
are they now? They
like,
700,000 now? They 800,000?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like in reality, the reality of the housing market is that we are still Simcoe County folks. Like we need to remember that affordable housing is what got our market going. It's what keeps our market stable, and it's what will make it last. So I know a lot of times people will say, well, what's affordable housing? It's way too expensive. It is, but it's relative, and it's relative to the people that are buying in Toronto. We still have to always remember we need an hour drive to get to Toronto.
Yeah.
So that comes at a price.
I've always thought, my take is affordable housing is, and we've talked about this, a payment that somebody can afford.
Right.
It's $2,500 a month, let's say. And that comes in the form of a condo, a townhouse, a small detached. But to really quantify it, you know what I think is affordable now? And I think you'll agree. It's a condo in Simcoe County that starts with a 3 in front of it. It's a townhouse in Barrie that starts with a 5 in front of it.
Yeah.
And it's a single family detached home that starts with a 6 in front of it.
Right.
Maybe a low 7 in front of it. Those are all great deals.
They are. And it's interesting because, as bad as the condo market is in Toronto, I have found that, anytime you're in an environment where interest rates aren't dropping or rising for that matter, it's always good for the condo market because people always try to see what that price of the condo fee is going to buy you in a mortgage.
Yeah.
So the longer interest rates stay here, it's only good for the condo market.
Totally. We run those numbers obviously every day for people, and it's a tough situation. Like, show me what I can buy in a condo. Yeah. Show me what I can buy in a townhouse. Right. Show me what I can buy in a house. Condo fees do pay for things. They
do
pay for windows, maintenance. If my mom was buying a home right now, for example, I don't know if I'd want her in a freehold, single family.
Honestly, Nick, I'm in my 60s. Yeah. I do own my home.
Yeah.
But when I look at real estate, to me, it's always condos that catch my eye because that's the lifestyle I want. I don't want to be worrying about it every time if I want to go to Florida that there's a leak in the house or there's a roof issue or the storm damage. I don't want to worry about that.
There's value to it for sure.
I don't want to worry about that.
When Lake House was going up, really nice exclusive condos on the waterfront in Barrie. Clients would say to me, "Who's buying those units in that building?" And the answer is people who have nice homes right now, and they're getting old.
That's true.
They're totally okay to trade off one for the other.
It's true. And a lot of people thought it was all Toronto buyers that were coming up in that price point, and it's not. I think it's locals.
Yeah,
I think it's people like me that
sold their Art of Bluffs home and decided, you know what, that's just a better life for me, right?
100%.
Yeah. And the whole affordable housing conversation in Simcoe County, it seems to just get better every month, while we're doing these conversations, because again, interest rates are good
and prices are coming down.
Yeah. So, and you combine with that with the fact that there's lots of inventory. Lots is a relative term,
and you also combine it with the thing I found right now is that people are making do with the homes they have or buying homes with apartments or garden suites or what have you. And, the city is on board with all those things. So it used to be, I remember selling real estate in the early 2000s where it wasn't an option to have to legalize your basement apartment.
You weren't allowed to.
Unless it was built prior to Ray days in 94 or whatever it was. We didn't have that option. Yeah. Everything's changed. Everything is off the table in that respect. You can legalize a basement. You want to legalize it. There's nothing holding you back.
Yeah. And I would say, and you may agree, may disagree, but I would say if someone's looking to build a carriage house or a garden suite in the backyard, you should look at selling your home and buying something that's already built, because prices are going down. Yeah. There's tons of inventory. Those homes exist all over the market. And
new construction
materials. You know what I mean? Like generally new homes, construction.
Yep.
They're all still being affected by inflation.
Sure they are.
Tariffs, inflation, all these things.
Yep.
So to build one of those garden suites is probably $300,000.
It's expensive.
It's $250,000, $300,000.
It's expensive.
So
buying someone else's though, it's probably half the price.
So like I would challenge anybody to go out and find one. They're probably $900,000 with a garden suite. Take the $300,000 off and see what you're left with.
Yep.
If you stand at the curb and say to yourself, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm buying this home for $600,000," without the $300,000 carriage home,
right?
Then you buy it.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking at it saying, "How am I buying this home for $600,000?"
And you are getting good money for those carriage
totally
homes. Better than you are in a basement apartment.
Well, a lot of them usually have a basement apartment and a carriage house.
Yeah.
So $2,000, $6,000 a month on a $850 purchase.
Yeah.
It's great money.
Really making money.
We were appraising those homes in 21 and 22 for like $1.1, $1.2 million. I
know.
It's wild, right?
It's actually wild to me I'm in the business and it still never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah.
The prices of homes right now. It's insane to me.
So you were telling me this, like, you see all the deals come through your office. That's your job. You're reviewing all this stuff. Yeah. You open every one and you go, huh?
I know.
Look at that.
It's crazy.
123 Gosney sold for $680,000. And you're like, $680,000. Are you sure it doesn't say $860,000?
I know. And you know what the difference is? Like, so we used to price homes even as far back as a year and a half ago. We used to put people like, you position somebody to where they're going to be the next one to sell. You can't really do that anymore.
Yeah.
You can't do it because there's a lot of stuff on the market that's never going to sell. People are just reaching. And, you are the best priced home in a certain area. Well, you're
for
only
a day.
You're only the best priced home for minutes.
Yeah.
And then, you go to another area and there is much better. So you're only as good as the last sale in your neighborhood. So if the last person in your neighborhood sold a home below where you think that they should have, well, that's our new reality. That is my new reality.
I have a question for you on this then. This is super interesting to me, okay? My friend owns a townhouse in the south end of Barrie, okay? And we're going to...
Is this you, Nick?
No, it's not. We're going to say it's on Main Street in the south end of Barrie, for argument's sake, okay? He sells it for $600,000.
Okay.
I also want to sell. He just sold for $600,000. I have the identical house. If you come in to list my home 1 week later, should I expect that it gets listed at the same price or lower?
I think you should be at $589 at that point.
You're lower, right?
That's what I
thought. Yes.
We are actually pricing with a discount right now because I don't want you chasing the market down.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what's been happening. So I come in and I list your 600 at 600. Guess what? I should have listed at $589 because it's going to be there in a couple of weeks. Yeah. And then we just wasted all those weeks.
So my question was based on this. For years and years and years and years, this in the same equation, if my friend sold for $600,000, you'd come in and we list at
$609.
Yeah.
$609.
Exactly.
Let's try $619.
That one sold at $609. The next one's $619, $629, $639, $649. But now
we're going in reverse.
We're going the other way. That's what I wanted to know.
And in all fairness, in my 22 plus years of working in real estate, I haven't worked in this type of market.
I have never worked in this market either.
I can't imagine as somebody who's not in the market or who's not a professional in this to be looking and just shaking your heads like, saying, oh, they're giving these houses away. We're not. What we're doing is pricing them to market.
You know what I am used to doing, though? I am used to working in a market where interest rates are between 3% and 4%.
I know.
For
that's the norm.
15 years of my career,
the norm.
It was 3 to 4%. So people are less concerned about rate today. I'll tell you that. Like they're not price shopping as much as I would expect them to. You know what people want? Surety. They want confidence and surety.
Yeah.
And I've told you over the last couple months, it is really challenging to get through the mortgage process right now.
I know.
Not to get a mortgage. Money's available.
It is.
But thanks for your bank statements. Please give me more. Thanks for your pay stubs. I see that you took a day off on, 3 Thursdays ago. Please send another one with full hours.
And it's understandable that the banks are going to be like scrutinizing these things because at the end of the day, they're lending money in an unsure market.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's understandable, but it's not the crisis of 2008.
No.
That was a liquidity crisis.
It was.
And we couldn't do anything. Like nobody was lending.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not what we have today.
No, what we have right now is just like, I'd say almost like credit scarcity, like lack of confidence. The lack of confidence with buyers resonates right into lenders.
Yeah.
And the government will say, hey, banks, you better make darn sure you're doing your job. AML, which is anti-money laundering, Anti-Terrorist Act, fraud prevention, these sort of things. So they pass that down to the banks. The banks pass that down to their staff, which is like the underwriters and stuff that we work with. The underwriters, guess what they do? They put it on us.
Yeah.
And the way they put it on us is they say, here's your really great approval. Here's your really great interest rate. And I just get pummeled with conditions. Like 3 years T4s, 3 years tax bill. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's really tough to manage a buyer through that process because what we used to be able to do is say, give me your letter and your 2 pay stubs and you're done.
Yeah.
And now we're like, and
they always have a little bit of hair on them.
Just one
now.
more thing.
All
just
the deals
if you
have a
don't
little
mind,
bit
I
of
just
hair
need
on
one
them.
more thing.
I know.
You know, that sort of thing. So there's good deals, there's good home prices. There's just a general overall lack of confidence, right?
So the one thing I have seen throughout this is the mortgage industry and the housing industry right now. The number one key factor is patience.
Oh,
patience.
Gosh.
Because I listen to you and I listen to you because a lot of our staff have got mortgages through you. Yeah. And I know there's always, but I need this one thing. Yeah. And I need, and it's not like you're asking for it.
Yeah.
You're dealing with lenders, the lenders that are nervous and they keep asking for it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're just asking what they're asking.
It's crazy.
It's same with us. We go in to list a house and we say, you didn't list at the right price. This is a better price. And then guess what happens? Crickets. And people are like, okay, I dropped my price. I did what you told me and I still have crickets. Now I'm just mad. So I think we have that in common far as our industries. People are, and it's been very hot outside. I find people a little edgy in the heat.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just be patient. We will work through this. It's not a liquidity crisis.
No, it's
not a housing crisis. I realize that things are slower. However, we will get there. Things are still moving, but there's strategies.
And it takes a lot of work. I suspect it takes a lot of work to get a home sold these days.
It does.
So I'm not even talking like just getting it listed and getting it priced properly.
No.
Once it's listed,
that's when the work starts.
You have open houses.
That's when the work starts.
You have interest. Somebody, am I right in saying somebody might come back for 2 showings, maybe 3,
maybe 4,
and then you never hear from them again?
Maybe 4, and then all of a sudden they're not interested. But you still need the marketing dollars to get your listing out there, to get those showings to happen, because it's like the luck of the draw.
It's just it's a really interesting market for everyone. Like
it is.
Banks, sellers, buyers, brokers, like everybody.
Patience is key, my friend.
That's right.